Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the least requested, least demanded, and the least downloaded wrestling podcast, PCW. This could be a long podcast, so strap in and shut up and don't be a little bitch about it.
To the masters.
The question is, are you ready? Let me talk to you. I will give you a show like you have never, ever seen before. Why? Because I can.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I am that damn good.
I am the B-E-S-T.
And the color red in a world full of black and white. I am the eater of worlds. Yeah, to get some love. Acknowledge me. The champ is here. But to be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here. Hey, yo. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of PCW Podcast Championship Wrestling. I am your host, Wayne, also known as Semi-Drag Chicken, and we are at Backlash.
At Backlash? Backlash.
At Backlash.
At Backlash. At Backlash.
Backlash. At Backlash.
Backlash. At Backlash.
At Backlash.
At Backlash. Backlash.
At Backlash.
Yeah, if you haven't caught on, we are doing a Backlash. We're going to be doing predictions. We got a bunch of news about some stuff. Wrestlers who got released, pay cuts, injuries. We got a lot of shit to talk about. I was gonna, since this is an audio only, if it was video, I'd be showing video of maybe Tyler walking into the office here, walking into the PCW studio, we call it, getting pregame, because you know how in wrestling, before Raw starts, you're seeing wrestlers walking into the arena, getting ready, totally out of character. So you'd see Tyler walking up, just carrying food, carrying his drink, getting ready. Then you see, oh, what's this? Oh, Dre's walking up to his office. He's got Mexican food. Oh, yes, that and more coming to PCW. No. Anyway, bring out my co-host. What's up, Dre?
Yo, what it do, PCW crew? Happy day after Cinco de Mayo to everybody except those developmental talent at the Mexican restaurant that messed up my order and made me have to go all the way back up there to get it right.
Oh, damn. You might have to curse them, man. You might have to curse them.
I ain't gonna curse them. Like I said, like Carlos said in the Discord, they were probably the rookies, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to them being they were the developmental talent. They were I don't know. I don't even know if I call them NXT. They were probably like the LFG of the Mexican restaurant staff. Maybe they evolve.
Hello. I guess you don't want to put their name out there, right? I mean,
yeah, nah, you don't need to put them on blast like that.
Yeah. Speaking of blast,
I brought it up there. Told them they got it wrong. Told them what I had. They said they'll take care of it. They took care of it. No issues.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not about how you mess up. It's about how you respond to your mistakes.
Yeah, that's true, man.
That matters more than anything.
Speaking of tacos,
we'll see how WWE responds to some mistakes they've made.
Jeez. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with that. A lot of meat to chew off the bone. All right, let's bring him in.
I have voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting...
Yeah, Tyler, welcome back to the show.
What is going on? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having you. Yeah, I mean, dude, you're just the norm, you know? Just the norm.
The norm. Awesome.
You know,
I'll take it.
You're here almost every episode. Doyle is not here. Doyle Danhausen.
Danhausen.
Doylehausen? Yeah, he's got work stuff to do.
Oh,
so,
wow.
You know, I'm sure
this one goes out to him then.
I'm sure his predictions are pretty much going to be close to ours. So, man, I got so much stuff we got to talk about. I'd love to hear Doyle's opinions on this, but I guess we're going to have to hear about it later.
I guarantee this. He either picked the same thing I did or the other person.
It's a 50-50 chance. So, real quick, off the wall question. I'm going to give you guys a handful of pay-per-view names, right? That don't exist anymore. And you have to bring one of these back. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do... I'm going to give
Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh, dude, it's not in this list, but okay. But in this list, there's 10 of them, so I'm gonna give you let's just do 4 at a time, and then I'll give you 2. Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, Fastlane, and Payback. You had to bring back one of the 4: Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, Fastlane, or Payback.
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. I thought close second.
Yeah.
Close second is Extreme Rules.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm being honest, none of those choices are really appealing.
I know. That's what makes this game so fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring back Hell in a Cell because that takes away from what makes that match special if you have a whole pay-per-view full of that match.
Yup.
That's what watered it down in the first place, was them trying to turn a concept match into an entire PLE. Mm-hmm. So I'm against that. Same thing with Extreme Rules. Again, a whole... Didn't they start doing the Extreme Rules thing after they folded up ECW?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a way of trying to keep that thing going with these Extreme Rules matches. They're not creative enough to really make that work. Because for that, in my opinion, for that to work, it has to be Extreme Rules, but it can't be just a match full of no DQ matches. Like, you have to have a gimmick for each one. Like, make one of them a Falls Count Anywhere. Make one of them a Last Man Standing. Make one of them a ladder match or something like that. Mm-hmm. And WWE doesn't have the creative bandwidth to think like that now, so I'd be opposed to that. And Fastlane and what was the other one? Payback. Yeah, those are just terrible names. So
they're all just terrible names. Oh, man.
If gun to my head, if I have to pick one, I would probably say Extreme Rules, because at least there is a path to make that one successful. If they could be creative enough with it. If gun to my head, I had to pick one.
All right, Tyler, come on, man. Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, Fastlane, Payback. Which terrible PLE name are you bringing back? I know, right?
I kind of want to stick with Hell in a Cell, but
I agree with Dre.
yeah, that's where I was going with it. I was gonna say he won me over by a thin margin.
So Extreme Rules?
Yeah.
Okay, next 4.
I will say, for the record,
Yeah.
the one pay-per-view I've always wanted WWE to bring back that they have not since they acquired WCW
Yeah.
is Starrcade.
Oh, yeah. Well, wait, didn't they use that for... No, they didn't use it for a Saturday night.
I don't know that WWE
Or
ever used
NXT?
the Starrcade name.
NXT never used it? No, I don't think so.
I don't think they've used NXT's used a bunch of old WCW names. They've Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
I know they've used those, but if I could have WWE bring back one pay-per-view, one classic, it would be Starrcade.
All right, I'm gonna give you 4 shittier ones, and you gotta tell me which one of these.
Which, by the
4
way,
shit
for the
ones.
record, Starrcade predates WrestleMania.
We got Breaking Point, TLC, which is Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, Roadblock, End of the Line, or Great Balls of Fire.
TLC,
Breaking Point, Roadblock, or Great Balls of Fire.
TLC.
I kind of agree with that too. TLC.
Yeah.
What do you think, Trey? Trey, you better not bring back Great Balls of Fire. I swear to God.
No, because again, those
It's
are all
great. It's
terrible
great
names.
ball.
But again, at least TLC, to me, is the same thing as Hell in a Cell. It stops becoming special if you devote a whole PLE to it. So,
Yeah. All right, I got 2. Actually, you know what? I'll put in. I got 4 more. Capital Punishment, Stomping Grounds, Taboo Tuesday, and Cyber Sunday.
Taboo Tuesday just sounds so wrong. Definitely not that.
I liked Cyber Sunday. If
Cyber
you guys
Sunday.
remember Cyber
Yes,
Sunday,
I do.
Now that we have texting and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, I'm surprised they never brought back Cyber Sunday.
That would be
where the
pretty
fans
cool.
vote on the match.
that's
you
the
don't
reason
know
why they
what
didn't
it-
bring it back. Because the fans voting on shit.
This is going to go south so fast.
It would be so easy to do, you know? Like, oh, man.
And plus, nobody would trust and believe what they ever do anyway. Oh, the fans voted for this. You know what you'd immediately get? A whole bunch of retweets. No, the fuck I didn't.
Yeah.
So no. Among those, I would choose Capital Punishment. That has a retro feel to it that I can rock with.
Right? Yeah, we'll get to, we'll get to the predictions here. But we got other shit we want to cover. I know. People probably listening like, when are they going to get to the predictions? I just chimed in for the predictions. Well, fucking wait. I got other shit I want to talk about.
Give us a moment.
Sometimes
Bear
I'm
with
at work
us.
and I get wrestling stuff. And it's not even I don't know, topical. Not topical, relevant. And I was like, I want to talk about it though. Okay, so I saw a picture of, now when I used to work at the arena, I used to do some wrestling, set up the ring and stuff backstage. I set up the ring and some stuff in the locker room or whatever when I worked stagehand. Well, sometimes they would have paperwork laying around of I remember Vince had demands for his room, even though I didn't set up his room, but I heard he had a bunch of crazy demands. And same thing with a bunch of wrestlers, they demand this, they demand that. Same thing with musicians when they come to arenas. Well, anyway, somebody posted an old list of Vince McMahon's office checklist. It's just average stuff that Vince needs in every one of his offices when he was there. Make sure the internet is up and running. Some of these are just common sense. Make sure the telephone can dial long distance. Make sure the microwave oven works. Medicines and tanning cans. So spray tan cans, soap and toiletries, at least 3 bath towels, hand sanitizer, sanitized wipes, 1 box of protein bars, 4 cans of Power Shot, 2 bottles of protein and of powder tall, 1 bottle of powder short. These are all gym stuff. 3 clean shake mixers, a table, chairs, trash barrel, pencils, pens, Sharpies, highlighters, scissors, pencils, sharpener, DVD and TV combo. Ooh, man, didn't even got rid of the VHS. 9-inch monitor with power cord. 2 speakers, long cord, power strip, 2 pair XLR audio cables, and a 10-inch XLR audio cable. Oh, he needs this at every one. Extra table at pay-per-views. And big trash cans. Wow, this is just normal shit that he needs. That's a lot of. I just thought it was a lot of like protein shakes and power bars. And is he like working out back there? Vince was always known to be like jacked. You know? I guess he was trying to stay in shape even when he was backstage. I thought that was funny. I saw that somebody posted. I was like, oh, I was expecting something way worse to be on that list. You know? Chelsea Green, I don't know if you knew this, Dre. Chelsea Green has revealed that after a 10-year battle with, she had SVT. I don't know how to quite pronounce this. Supraventricular tachycardia? Yeah, SVT. Doctors were able to diagnose it properly and perform a heart procedure. SVT is a condition that causes sudden episodes of a very fast heart rate due to the abnormal electrical signals in the upper chambers of the heart. She said it went well, and she's now on the mend. So we're just waiting for her to recover. So, you know, right after an ankle injury, she had to deal with this. And I heard, like, the way they operate is they, like, go through, like, a vein in, like, your leg, actually. That's how they take care of that. But I guess she was saying her, like, she could just be, like, sitting down and just doing signings. All of a sudden, her heart rate would spike. I mean, that's scary.
Definitely. Glad they caught it. Glad she got it all taken care of. And that's one less thing for her to worry about. So then, speedy recovery. Can't wait to see her back on TV again.
Yeah, speaking of Chelsea Green, I saw a post. It made me think of Chelsea Green's past tag team partners, how they've slowly disappeared over the past few years. Carmella being one, Sonya Deville, Piper Niven, and now oh my god, Alba Fire. That's it. Yep. Thanks, Tyler. Yep. So, you know, it's obviously there's no connection. It's just convenient that she's just a tag team partner with them. But I don't know. It looks like they might be trying to pair her up with Tiffany Stratton when she gets better. So
I can see that.
Yeah, turning her face completely. You know, and then maybe turning on her at some point.
Yeah. Such as
I didn't like the way they presented it on SmackDown because they made it seem like Chelsea Green was like a groupie for Tiffany Stratton.
Oh yeah, right.
I think that's to me that's beneath Chelsea Green. She's bigger than that. She's better than that.
Right. But nah, she wasn't really a groupie. I mean, look how Tiffany Stratton got to where she is. She was kind of a groupie for Nia, right? And then Nia was champion. She kind of rode off Nia's coattails for a while. Then she was able to gain an opportunity like Money in the Bank. And she was able to, you know, use as a jumping point for Nia. I mean, I could see that happening. Something similar where, you know, Tiffany, maybe she's just trying to get close to the United States title, you know? Maybe that's the end goal. But
it only works if it pays off with her winning the belt. If she does all this just to turn on Tiffany to try to get a title shot and then lose, then it's pointless.
Yep. Guys, a little bit of trivia here. I'm going to give you a rundown this guy's titles. You're gonna tell me who this wrestler is. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This man has held the hardcore title. He has held the WWF tag team titles 9 times. He has held the Intercontinental title 4 times.
Rob Van Dam.
No. He has held the European title. He has held the ECW title twice. He has held the World Heavyweight Championship twice. Now,
Sandman?
no. He has held the World Tag Team title once. The WWE World Tag Team title. He's held the Cruiserweight title. So he's held the Cruiserweight, he's also held the World title and the ECW title. He has held a TNA heavyweight title. He's a 2-time TNT tag champion.
Kurt Angle?
No. And this man is still active.
What?
Christian.
Nice. Right? Huh. Pretty, that's pretty damn good accolades, you know? Like, achievements right there. Good one, Dre.
Very good.
Good.
Very good.
Tyler's over there, Googling.
Not at all.
You should.
I see you conveniently didn't mention how many times he was a World Tag Team Champion because that probably would have given it away.
Yeah, like, I said 9 because it said WWF. It said 9, but like then one time World Tag, so like 10 time. But like, I thought when I started mentioning like outside the company, like as soon as I mentioned like TNA, I thought guys would have gotten it. Actually, it's kind of funny because as soon as you hear European title or hardcore, so you automatically go to Attitude Era. Obviously, who was wrestling the Attitude Era, and then you're like, then you hear something like the World title, not the W. And I will tell you if it's WWF or WWE. I'll definitely, because that matters. I'm not gonna tell you Bret Hart was a WWE champion. No, I'm gonna tell you Bret Hart was a WWF champion. You know. Okay. Moving right along. What else do I got here? The Usos changed their music again. I don't know if anybody noticed that.
Yeah, I think the whole world did.
Just all the time. It just seems like every week. I know last episode we played Sol Ruka's new music. I kind of actually preferred her NXT music, but now she has to get Def Rebel music, so seems like when some people lose their entrance music,
which is why she did not get much of a pop when she came out on Monday.
Right? Like, I'm not gonna lie,
the music and did not recognize it.
The only
why they
reason
gotta fuck with shit that already works.
The only reason why I knew what it was because of Doyle. That's it. That's the only reason why. Because when he sent me this, I was like, "Oh, is that Danhausen?" Because it sounds like this a little bit.
No,
right?
Shit, I hear it.
A little bit.
I hear it.
I hear it too, a little bit.
No.
I wonder if Danhausen's music is also... No, that's the older Danhausen music.
That is no bueno. No bueno.
Anyway, yeah, you're right, Trey. Like, when her music hit, that's a lot of problem with these wrestlers. It's like, when their music hits, like, who's that? Who?
And she had music in NXT that was at least somewhat similar with... Well, consistent with her character.
Yeah.
Like, it was a theme that fit. Had a little bit of a surfer beach type vibe, which is kind of a little bit what her character is. And they had to go and fuck with it for no reason.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it here. Soul Worker, no, wait, Chasing Surf. That's probably her. current.
It's probably her
one, right?
NXT theme.
Oh, right there.
And
Okay,
the new
yeah.
one's only.
Chasing. Sorry, let me hear what it says. Oh no. Oh no, that's very. Was that it?
I don't know. I didn't pay much attention to it on Monday. I just knew it wasn't her NXT thing.
Yeah.
Again, and it didn't stand out. That's the thing. If the music hits and you don't recognize it or it doesn't stand out, it's shit.
Yeah.
It's a fizzle, not the pop.
Yeah. I hate that. So I guess June 27th, Night of Champions will still happen in Saudi. Despite all the issues going on over there. I know they were kind of on the fence about the pay-per-view, but it seems like they're going to continue with it. And
are they doing another setup and breakdown in 2 weeks thing?
I guess.
Jeez.
They also decided they're still doing WrestleMania next year in Saudi.
What? Surprise.
Yeah, and John Cena has a big announcement this week at Backlash, and I was like, oh, he's probably going to announce another Saudi thing. Hey, we're going to SummerSlam for Saudi, right? It's like, we're going to Saudi for SummerSlam. I don't know, something terrible. Yeah, we got a deal. We're going to Saudi for the next 3 years for WrestleMania.
No, thanks.
They prepaid.
They prepaid.
They didn't even make the arena. They're going to make 3 different arenas.
They prepaid, and yet somehow they're letting go of all these superstars.
Yeah. Well,
but they prepaid.
Yeah. So TKO is. Let's get right into this. TKO is not looking too hot with the fans right now in the wrestling community, and that's probably because not only did we lose, and when I mean lose, I don't mean like pass away. Before everyone's like, "Oh my god,
we are
was there a bus
here
accident?"
today.
No, a lot of wrestlers got released. Whether it was their contracts were up and the negotiations fell through, and we will talk about it too, about the deal that they tried to strike with them. It was basically take this deal within 2 days, I guess, or something like that, or leave. And some wrestlers took the option to leave, and some took the option to stay. But let's get into it. I'm gonna read down the probably least known wrestlers that got let go, and we'll work our way up. That's probably easier. So Lucas Crucifino. This is probably NXT people. Trill London, Malik Blade, Chris Island, Tyreek, Tyson, Serena Linton. I'm probably butchering these names, so I apologize. Tyra May Steele. And then now we're getting to more main roster people that, that a lot of us are familiar with. Alba Fire. She was with Chelsea Green as one of her bodyguards. She's getting let go. Zoe Stark, who was out with an injury for quite some time. Thought she might be making a comeback soon, but Creative got nothing for her. Andre Chase. So that is an NXT wrestler from Chase. They do that Chase. What's that? Chase University gimmick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gone. So, then they decided to release all of the Wyatt Six. Joe Gacy, Rowan, Eric Rowan, Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, and Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas. The whole group.
Well, didn't Nikki Cross go first, and then a week later they released the rest of the Y6?
The way I saw it,
No,
it was all at once.
A day later, if even that. They all their names pretty much came out at the same time. I think her name might have come out first, but they were all in out. I found out about them all the same day.
Well, I mean, let's face it, Cross, C, right? That's the first. It's pretty close in the beginning of the alphabet, so they probably were going right down the line alphabetically. I don't know. Yeah, so the whole Y6, like, it's rare when an entire group gets butchered. Like an entire group. Sometimes they salvage it, right? They try to salvage at least one or two, wrestlers out of it. Like maybe like Nikki Cross, I could see them salvaging. Maybe Joe Gacy, I could see them salvaging. But I guess, after we did speak about for a while how we were getting exhausted with the Wyatts and the solos MFTs. That's it. That's the only feud they really had on the main roster since they became the Wyatt Six, and it was getting kind of boring. That's all they had. They didn't have anything else, any other challenges, neither side. So they're gone. Motor City Machine Guns, both of them, gone. Santos Escobar, gone. Apollo Crews, I think I seen him on TV once last year, gone. So some of these do make sense. Some of these don't make sense. Aleister Black and Selena Vega. Now, there was a rumor going around I seen on the internet that they're saying that TKO just doesn't like dark characters.
Ooh, yep. I saw that.
And I was like, really? Because they still kept the Alexa Bliss dark character for a bit. That you literally just did a Demon Balor, type match. So
it's like contradictory to the whole.
Yeah, it's like they do some stuff, and it's like you either do it all or none of it. Like, don't be picky like that.
Yeah,
I don't believe that's true though. I was like, really? Because cornerstone of wrestling legacy was built off of, character gimmicks like The Undertaker and Kane and Papa Shango and, you know what I mean? Like,
Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman, like, the list goes on. Like, so don't fucking sit there and tell me that they're not interested in that when they know damn well, like,
it would make them the money they seek.
Yeah,
I listen. What is
your first mistake is thinking TKO knows anything about wrestling.
Yeah, well, that's
true.
fucking.
So saying that they know damn well, they clearly don't.
I guess.
And they've shown us
not.
that they clearly don't.
Yeah. I mean, by who they let go, yeah. And the decisions they fucking made in the past few weeks, no. And then one of the biggest that were let go before the other day was Kairi Sane. And to me, that one totally didn't make sense. I was like, wait, she's on TV weekly. She's involved in a storyline that's actually been interesting. Like, she's always been involved in some sort of storylines. They've always had something for her character. And it was actually going somewhere. Like, there was going to be a payoff.
There was steam behind it.
There was definitely steam behind it. And now it's like we're kind of getting into Backlash where it should pay off. This is probably where it should pay off. And yeah, now we're kind of just, she doesn't exist. Like, we don't even bring it up.
Poof.
Kyrie just, yeah, exactly.
Thanos snapped his fingers.
And Kyrie just disappeared. We don't even bring her up. Where is she? Not even, nothing, dude. Nothing during any of these promos this week. Nothing.
She's in the ethos now.
Oh my god. So yeah, I was pretty upset about that. I'm like, great. Wonderful. Then I heard that, TKO then decided to, pretty ballsy of them, to tell wrestlers you can take a 50% pay cut or leave. I don't know if it was offered to every wrestler, but I know there were wrestlers who didn't take the deal, and those wrestlers were Tongaloa, JC Mateo, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. That shit blew my mind. First of all, the amount of money that they lowball them is, do you remember there was a WrestleMania where we had Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at the main event, right? Even though that was the main event, what did we call that WrestleMania? Kofi Mania. That's what people reference that WrestleMania to, as Kofi Mania. That man is a former WWE champion. Like, no proper send-off for the New Day. Nothing. It's like they don't even exist. And I could see where they could go. Is they're probably going to go to AEW because they mentioned before about having matches with the Young Bucks. Dream match of theirs, I guess. And MJF posted, it's a new day, you know. So I could see them jumping over to AEW and probably got a lot more screen time. It just sucks that this is how they had to go. But Tungaloa and JC Mateo, I guess I could see it. I just don't know.
I have an army.
I mean, like, here's the thing: is like, where are those guys gonna go? You know, I don't know where those guys are gonna go. TNA, maybe. Who knows? But Trey, what are your thoughts on all these releases? Some of these people who are let go. Where do you think some of these people might go?
So, most of them I don't have much of an issue with, just because they make sense. I mean, whether it's talent that's just not developing at the rate that the executives want, or if they're just not quite, getting the hang of it, and maybe they need to, or they've been with the company for a number of years and just haven't gotten to the point that they want. So it's a matter of, how much more time are we really going to invest in this talent if they're not at the level we want them at for how long they've been here, and they decide to let them go. Stuff like that is understandable. People like the Wyatt Six makes perfect sense because they have nothing for them. And regardless of whether TKO is interested in dark gimmicks or not, really doesn't do anything for the Wyatt Six, because that was a gimmick that had gone stale long ago. It was cool when they first came back, and they seemed to have a lot of interest, which was a lot of it tied to, the memory of Bray Wyatt, and they rode off of that. They had the one cool moment when they murdered the Raw roster, and they had people interested then. But from that moment on, it was pretty much downhill. Like, the moment, like, y'all remember they did that, right? When they had that episode of Raw, and it ended with everybody dead backstage. Chad Gable had that, like, a freaking hole in his head and all that shit.
Yeah, I remember that. We thought he died.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
that was a fucking awesome debut. Like
they just murdered half the Raw roster and shit. And then 2 weeks later, Chad Gable's back on TV like nothing happened. Like, the moment they did that, Wyatt Six was dead. They ruined him. The whole mystique, any mystery, interest that they had was kind of lost at that point. And from there, supposedly they were like, their thing when they first came back was, we're targeting people who have turned their back on their family, or didn't appreciate their family. That was kind of their thing, and then they just kind of abandoned that, and they just became a group of fucking weirdos that just popped up every now and then and were attacking people. Like, so I mean, it had long since gone stale. So they wrapped up the MFT thing. They're gone. So be it. Like, to me, that was warranted. I think that was one of the ones I think I had predicted on social media was like potentially happened. Zoe Stark, I'm a little bit surprised about Zoe Stark, because last I heard that they were planning stuff for her to return, when they returned, like they were coming up with storylines for her when she was going to come back. Because obviously, remember, she had the horrific knee injury last year. Supposedly she had been healthy and she was ready to return, and they were just coming up with something for her, and then suddenly just gone. I don't know if it's because creative sucks and they couldn't come up with anything compelling for her, which kind of doesn't make much sense, or if it's maybe a case of they feel like she may be too much of a liability because she's too often injured. Because she does have an injury history with WWE. She was injured a lot in NXT. So maybe that played a factor into it. But either way, I think she'll be fine. She'll find success either on the independent scene or I think she could work well in AEW in that women's division. So I think she'll be fine. She'll do well. I wish her the best. The Kairi Sane thing it made no sense. Like you said, that was a talent that was involved in an active storyline that people were actually invested in. People were invested in seeing where this storyline was going to go. That's why people were mad that we didn't get IYO and Asuka at WrestleMania, because people felt like that was a WrestleMania match. And we were expecting to see a payoff for it then. And then y'all push it to Backlash and then release Kairi Sane. And then y'all got IYO and Asuka out here acting like the last 6 months to a year just hasn't happened. Like, it's just like, oh, you've changed. I'm mad at you. Like, I'm sorry. Are we just supposed to pretend like you didn't just bully the shit out of our homegirl for the last year? Like, it's that type of asinine bullshit that you can't expect fans but to swallow that shit but so much before they really start to turn. I don't think fans are going to boo the match or anything like that or turn on IYO and Asuka themselves because, again, they're just the talent. But I imagine when we do get this match at Backlash, you're going to hear a fuck ton of loud-ass "We Want Kyrie" chants.
Yeah, the rumors I
hear
saw
that more than anything during that match because people still want it. I know there's some rumor, some speculation.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they might bring her back in the match just to wrap things up.
No,
you ruined it. Yeah, if you do it, it'll get a pop, but you still ruined what should have been something special. What should have been a payoff to a good storyline. Should have gotten the payoff at it at WrestleMania, and y'all could have moved forward. Hell, even if you were going to release Kyrie, and y'all, I'm pretty sure they knew before WrestleMania that they wanted to do this. Now, I don't think that WrestleMania happened and then TKO came up to Triple H and said, hey, you got 7 days to release this amount of talent. I'm sure this is something that's been in the works for a while. If you were thinking of releasing Kairi Sane, why not wrap up the storyline and pay it off at WrestleMania? I'll bet had they done that and wrapped it up and paid it off at WrestleMania and then released Kairi, they probably wouldn't have anywhere near as much backlash as they're getting now. Fans would probably still be upset, but I think fans would have been able to tolerate it a little bit more just because at least we got closure to the story. That could have made it a bit more tolerable, but no, they just fucked that all up. And as far as the New Day goes, you know what? Respect to them for knowing their worth. These guys apparently had just signed deals not too long ago. New deals, I think, sometime like late last year. Had signed new deals that were apparently like in the 7-figure range from what I heard. But regardless of whatever the amount was, how the hell why are you going to sign guys to new contracts and then barely even 6 months later come to them to try to renegotiate and then renegotiate at half price? Fuck no. I'd have probably done the same thing. Like, y'all want me to do what? You mean the contract I just signed 6 months ago? Y'all want me to sign a new one for half of what that one is? No, I'm good. No. Are you gonna release me? Okay, whatever. Bye.
Yeah.
You're not about to. I know my worth. I know my value. You're not about to sit here and play in my face about my money.
I mean,
that's disrespectful as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Dre. It doesn't even matter if we're talking about professional wrestlers. I mean, just anybody. Just go into your job, and if somebody comes up to you tomorrow and tells you, "Hey, we're going to give you a 50% pay cut," or you have 2 days to decide, or you're done. Like, you're done, and you're like, "What? Like, why?" Because we made like shit financial decisions, and now it trickles down hill. And it absolutely sucks that the wrestlers are the ones that are paying for it, because the CEO and like big wigs have been taking, the corporate people have been taking huge fucking pays. And I saw a post of the other day, The Rock was at like was some gala award ceremony or some shit, and he was wearing like a $3 million ring that he just got. And it's like, cool, man. That ring could have paid for like several salaries of professional wrestlers. Like,
well, I would not combine those two things together. One, most of Rock's income has nothing to do with TKO.
Yeah.
Two, he probably rented that piece of jewelry. It's not something I think he actually bought and owned. Usually most pieces like that, some jeweler has it, and they either comp it to a star just so it gets seen, or it's a rental thing for a night. They pay a deposit, go out there, rock it, give it back the same night or the next day, get their money back. So I would not look at that as and try to connect that to, you know, what they're doing with WWE. At least not in the case of The Rock, because again, like, that man's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and them hundreds of $1 million have nothing to do with TKO. But people like Ari Emanuel, you know, the owner or CEO of it, and Mark Shapiro and people like that, who, yes, are top level execs who have seen pay increases substantially, and then they're turning around and asking wrestlers to take pay cuts just because you got this inherited debt from the Endeavor days or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. CEO...
Why you ask the people at the bottom to take the cut? Like, first off, you want to reduce pay, start at the top. But of course, they'll never do that. They'll never cut their own money. But they want to ask everybody beneath them that's I know that's corporations, that's corporate business, and it sucks, but it sucks. It always sucks. It sucks in no matter what industry it is, when the people at the top are making money while asking people at the bottom to take pay cuts.
Right. Now, executive compensation for 2025. CEO Ari Emanuel, $67.4 million total, including $3 million salary and $43.9 million in stock awards. President COO Mark Shapiro, $42.6 million last year. And then WWE President Nick Khan, $24.3 million. The earning highlights, the total like revenue for last year or this year so far has been $1.5 billion. The net income $249.8 million. UFC, just the UFC alone, has brought in $401.2 million. WWE alone has brought in $475.7 million. So it's brought in more than UFC. So bringing in lots of money. And you can see where a big chunk of that money is going. That's a lot, damn. It's absolutely insane. You know what? Also, because we saw the New Day, and two members of the MFTs leave. This is a week later after the layoffs. Dre, do you think, like this week we'll get another wave of layoffs or another wave of people wanting to quit or leave? Or you think we're done?
I think anything's on the table at this point. It depends on how much of the roster they went to with these proposed talent, these proposed pay cuts, and how many have chosen to accept it, or how many people have chosen to decline it. I'm pretty sure they didn't go to everybody on the roster with it. Like I doubt they went to people like, you know, they ain't go to Cody Rhodes somebody, hey man, we want to cut your pay in half.
No.
Or somebody like CM Punk, or say, hey man, we need you to take a 50% pay cut.
No. Punk would be like, fuck you, pay me. Some people, dude, people
But
were
we'll
saying
see.
Roman.
I mean,
the big one I laughed at was like, oh yeah, they're gonna ask Roman to take 50%
No, the
cut,
fuck
and
they
he's gonna
won't.
and he's gonna leave. Roman Reigns is gonna quit, and a lot of people are speculating that because he's also all his June dates for Raw are now gone. They're all gone, and I'm just like, first off, Roman Reigns brings in so much money for them. Yeah, really fucking think they're gonna lowball him? No. I do believe, though, now that this is coming more and more to light, that they asked, I think they asked Brock Lesnar at one point to restructure his contract, and he was like, no. And that's why we got such a abrupt retirement. You know? I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong, but that's just an assumption, I think.
I can see that.
Yeah, right, Tyler?
Like, go out on your own terms, dude.
He can't, because, I mean, was it real? Like, you mean that people were very shocked that he decided to, you know...
And the fact that they're chasing him the way they are about it, like, supposedly they filed, like, a class action lawsuit against him for breach of contract or whatever. Who knows? I don't. But, like, you can't just let that man go out on his own fucking terms. Come on.
For what it's worth, I don't believe any of that. I just... Whether they asked him to restructure his contract or anything like that, what kind of contract could he possibly have for the number of days that he works? I really don't. I really doubt it, because I don't think he has the traditional contract that most WWE talent have, where it's a X amount of dollars or whatever per year, with whatever, other clauses or stuff that are put in there. I think his is probably more similar to maybe what John Cena may have had in his last year. Like, hey, it's X amount of dollars and certain number of dates we want you to work. I think his contract was probably something more in line to something like that. Whereas, where there's, $7 million and we want you to work 6 dates or whatever. So it could be it's probably something more like that is what his contract was. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's a matter of whether he's fulfilled those dates or not. Again, I still don't know. I'm still not on the fence I'm still not fully of the belief that he's retired yet. I'm still not ruling out SummerSlam.
Yep.
I understand
we talked about that last
ring
episode.
At WrestleMania, but that could have just been him saying goodbye to WrestleMania. That could have been him being performative. That could be WWE completely working us all just to set him up to return at SummerSlam for one last match. So
I don't know. I see him doing the X thing for real, like putting up the X. I buy that. I think he's done.
Yep.
I think he's done.
You know what he's not. You know what also kind of speaks against that, though? He still hasn't been moved to the alumni section.
Okay.
All right. Interessante.
Meanwhile, they moved New Day to the alumni section before. That's how people found out they got released.
Somebody's watching that shit like a lot,
hawk.
like a hawk. Yeah, exactly. You got to be. I guess like I just said.
People know that. People know
releases.
That the week after WrestleMania is that Black Friday. That's we've kind of seen that this cycle for a couple of years now. Like right after week after WrestleMania.
Oh, that's a terrible term. Black Friday. Releases. That's true because we do get a bunch of releases. The fact that
it's a fire sale, everybody must go.
Yeah, but the fact that we know it's coming sucks. It shouldn't be. It should. And I brought this up to like people who I talked to about it who just casual fans. I'm like, yeah, it's like every year. It's like the chopping block, And I understand from a business point because it's kind of like the beginning of a new season. Like, who we gonna keep for the next few years? And like, this is the perfect time to do it, But
exactly. I mean, it's not unheard of in sports. It's not unheard of in regular sports either. Like in the NFL, everybody knows Black Monday in the NFL is what they call it. It's basically the Monday after the last game of the regular season. They know, but they call it Black Monday because a bunch of coaches and stuff like that are probably going to get fired who didn't perform well. And sure enough, week 18 will end on Sunday night or Monday after Monday Night Football. The next day you'll hear this coach got fired. This coach got fired. This coach,
It's gonna be an interesting season for sure. I know that much. I'm looking forward to it. Go Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
This guy.
Go Pittsburgh.
So you hear that? I mean, it's not unheard of. So I mean, the fact that WWE right after their big event, WrestleMania, started the whole basically what you can call the quote unquote new year, and it starts off with some returning talent and a bunch of folk getting let go.
Well, then that's the question: who's returning then?
Tyler,
we had Bron Breakker return.
Well, I'm like Kevin Owens. What's going on with
Kevin
him? Come
Owens,
on.
let it go. He ain't coming back no time soon.
yeah, I know.
But
Man got
that's
a
what I'm
neck
saying.
Injury. He ain't coming back. People keep bringing his name up. But
what I'm saying is he'd be prime target to be let go. Have they done that yet?
No, not with somebody like him, because they know they can make tons of money off Kevin Owens still.
No,
Yeah.
That's the only reason I ask. Like, hey,
it's a valid ask in this TKO era, because they've shown themselves to clearly be cold as
ruthless.
And, yeah, exactly. And to them, they like you tried to mention earlier about what TKO was thinking or their wrestling acumen or whatever. They have none. They don't look. All they see WWE as is a product and numbers and income and expenses. They don't know jack shit about wrestling. I doubt they really care that much about wrestling. They do not look at wrestling in the same sense that we look at wrestling, in the sense that Vince McMahon looked at wrestling, how Triple H looked at wrestling, even how Ted Turner, rest in peace, by the way, looked at wrestling as an investment and something that, they actually were somewhat invested in and cared about. That's not TKO. To them, it is pure business and numbers. So it's totally in the realm of possibility that they could look at a guy like Kevin Owens, who is sidelined with a neck injury, out indefinitely, could be years, and be like, why is this money still on our books? I think the only saving grace about it is that it's not TKO who's making the decisions on hiring and firing, at least not with all of them. Some of them, they pretty much put the onus on Triple H, like, hey, they basically just give the mandate down to him, cut X amount of talent, and Triple H has to go in there and choose who, which is why Triple H probably catches a lot of flack in some of this too, because we know that he's the one that's picking some names. So you have to wonder, especially names like Kyrie Sane. Okay, somebody like Kyrie Sane, did Triple H choose that, or did TKO make that choice? Because you would think Triple H would know better than to make a dumbass decision like that. But I wouldn't rule it out that it was a Triple H decision. That maybe he did make that decision. Things like New Day and all that stuff clearly seem to be more TKO than Triple H, because apparently the thing is that they wanted to. It wasn't just that they wanted them to re-sign new deals. They wanted them to sign TKO deals, which just seems to imply that the contracts that they signed, I guess, at the end of last year were contracts with WWE. And it seems like TKO is now coming in and wanting to basically tear up those contracts with WWE and sign them to contracts with TKO. And that's where the price cut is coming in. And they're saying, like, TKO is parent company saying, like, no. You may work for WWE, but your contract, we want you to have a new contract with us, TKO, the parent company, as opposed to WWE. And that's why they're trying to get them to take these pay cuts. And in New Day's case, they're basically saying, nah.
You know what? And I can't, when you put it like that, can't blame them. Not at all. I wouldn't walk. Because that's not what you signed on to do. You know what I mean? That's like how I feel about my job. Like, I do what I signed on to do. Nothing more, nothing less. They signed on to do that with that company. So the fact that you're asking them to sign completely different contracts that is not under the company that they are employed to, that I don't know, that seems pretty suspect.
It's I mean, from a dollar amount standpoint, it's absolutely disrespectful. I mean, from a contractual standpoint, I mean, given that TKO is the parent company of WWE, essentially everything that is WWE, TKO owns. So they do have probably some measure of control or whatever, but it all does seem, it seems, it's all mucky. And obviously I don't have the business law knowledge to try to even speculate or dig into that.
Right. Ditto.
Tyler, you got anything else you want to add about the layoffs, the 50% off sale?
It sucks because I think there's a lot of people that you could have built. You had the potential to build great storylines with. I'll stick with it. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. I don't think they should have gone. Then there's a lot of people that are still around that I'm like, how didn't you? Why are you still here in lieu of somebody that just had, big TV time? But I don't know. I'm just, I don't know, disappointed.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty damn disappointed. I mean, every time we do this, there's always a handful of wrestlers. God damn. Real quick, okay. You had to bring back one male wrestler who got let go, but you have to fire one current wrestler. Same thing with a female. You can bring back one female, but you have to fire another. Bummer, right?
Decisions.
Anybody? Dre? You're firing a male and a female, and you're hiring back two people who got fired.
Oh, shit.
Well, from the males, sorry. As far as the men's wrestlers go, it's not one person I would bring back.
I know you can't, but you have to. Get one.
No, I'm not. I don't mean it like that. There's nobody I would bring. I mean, as far as who I would bring back, it would not be one person.
Mm-hmm.
I would bring back 3 people if it was up to me. And that would be, I'd bring back the Hurt Business.
Oh.
I'm bringing back MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, okay.
Giving them the proper run and giving them the proper run in front of a crowd that they should have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Although I know that will never happen now, especially given how MVP has spoken about Triple H and how much they didn't give along. But I would bring those 3 back, and the 3 that I would let go are the 3 motherfuckers from the Wyatt Six that are already gone. So WWE already did half my job for me, letting go of the Wyatt Six. I'll do a clean trade swap for them. Hurt Business for the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. What about the females? What female would you fire, and which one would you bring back?
See, bringing a woman back implies that she was already with the company and then was let go. So I don't. I mean, in the immediate, my answer would be Kairi Sane because obvious reasons. But setting her aside, and again, 1 for 1. They already let go of Nikki Cross. Bring me back Kairi Sane. But setting Kairi Sane aside, if we're going with somebody else that's long since released, that I would bring back.
Dead silence. I love it on a podcast.
Crickets.
No, I'm still thinking. At first I thought about Dakota Kai, but then I said no to her because she had trouble staying healthy. She was often injured. So I would kind of be reluctant to bring her back. I thought about Shayna Baszler because she had a really strong run in NXT and she never got as good of a run in on the main roster. But I feel like her work on the main roster kind of left something to be desired. So even if I thought she kind of had something potentially going towards the end against Ronda Rousey, the match itself was so terrible that I just lost all faith in that. So I like Shayna Baszler. I maybe would give her another chance, but if I were Triple H, I would have to see something from her on like an independent scene or something like that to show some signs of better work before I would consider bringing her back if I were in, Triple H's shoes. I think probably for me the best candidate. I mean, Mandy Rose, you could try to bring her back, but she's making too much money on OnlyFans, so that's never going to happen. I would probably bring back Xia Li, who now wrestles in TNA under the name Lei Yin Lee or Lee Yin Lei, something like that. She's done good work in TNA. She even became their Knockouts champion for a while, earned and got to deal with them. And I feel like she never really got a good run on the main roster like she could have. She's never been a bad worker. She's always been a good worker. Got an incredible look. I would probably bring her back and give her another chance. And as far as who I would let go that hasn't already, if I'm picking somebody who hasn't already or hasn't just been let go, I'm picking somebody else to let go of. That would be more difficult because I don't really know that there's a active women's wrestler on the main roster right now that oh shit, no, get the fucking Bellas up out of here.
Oh man, dude,
2-for-1 special.
What the fuck did you just do?
2-for-1 special.
Bellas.
Get the Bellas up out of here.
Fuck
2-for-1 special.
I was almost about to say Piper Niven, but no, I like Piper Niven.
Oh, so you're
Get the Bellas up out of here.
Huge fan of Maxine Dupree's fucking gimmick right now. Just fucking back with Alpha Academy. Huge fan of Natalia. Are you? Want to keep her around for another decade? Huh? Huge fan.
I will. One, Maxine Dupree. Yes, I'm a fan of her. I am a fan of her. I blame creative for not doing anything with her from the Natty thing, and they blowing that whole storyline. Which, side note, apparently now they're about to pair Natty up with Jada Parker, and God, I hope they get it right with Jada and actually build up something with her, because they've been playing the Jada Parker face for way too damn long. She is one of the best talkers in WWE as far as women go. I ain't saying best talkers in NXT. I ain't saying, best talker among women. She one of the best talkers in WWE. Her ring work still needs some more improvement. She does need more work there, but on the mic, nah, she main roster ready right now, just off her mic work. But they got her paired up with Natty, so we'll see where that goes.
Huge fan of Michin and B-Fab.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you not see Michin at WrestleMania? Did you not see that beautiful looking snack at WrestleMania? Absolutely.
Huge
Michin
fan.
To me she's underappreciated to me. She's a good worker. She deserves better.
Huge fan of Tamina, are you? Tamina's still collecting paychecks in WWE. She's still on them.
I don't know why count her no more.
Exactly.
Since when?
I don't know if she is still clocking a paycheck. It is a bare minimum paycheck, and The Rock is probably insulating the shit out of her.
I know,
because she said years ago that she is effectively retired. She's not somebody sitting on the sideline waiting for WWE to say, "Hey, come on in, we got a storyline for you." No, she has said herself that she is effectively retired.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, Tyler, let's get your input. You gotta fire one female, one male, bring back two. Who you saving?
Fire one female and bring back 2 females.
No, fire 1 female, 1 male. Fire 1 of each.
Okay.
And bring back 1 of each.
And bring back 1 of each. So, as far as women go, I would fire Natalya. Because, please, just go. And I would bring back Toni Storm.
Toni Storm.
Yeah, I'd bring back Toni Storm. I don't know that I do like the whole vintage gimmick, whatever she's doing now with the black and white. I don't know that I do that, but Toni Storm, I think she'd be a good fit for the current women's roster, either in a as a singles run, or even tag team. I could really see her doing one of either. Who knows? Maybe like the double cross to get rid of the Bellas. You know, Tony comes back and Paige and her team up, and you know, they do something. Who knows? As far as men go, Kit Wilson. Get rid of Kit Wilson.
Oh my God, get rid of Kit Wilson.
Yeah, later, dude. And bring back.
You know what, Tyler? You are just. You know what, Tyler? You're toxic.
I'm toxic.
You're toxic.
Yeah, well,
how dare you get rid of Kit Wilson?
I'll still sleep soundly
Wilson.
tonight. That's fine.
Whatever.
And then, jeez, who would I bring back though? I don't know. Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, I think there's something there with him.
There could have been.
There could have been.
Could have been a lot of things. I heard Joe Gacy's really good on the mic. I heard. And, not once when he was in the wide 60, he grabbed a microphone.
No. I think, there's something with his... I remember, like, back in his NXT days, and then him and Indy Hart... Or is that what was her name?
Yeah. Yeah, Indy Hartwell.
Indy Hartwell, yeah. And then you had, Joey Wrestling and Candice LeRae. You know, that whole little faction thing they had going on. Like, that was, that was pretty cool.
All right. Let's move along. Let's get into the Backlash predictions.
At Backlash.
Yeah, Backlash. Jeez.
Did I do it right? I don't know.
You did it right.
Okay. Yay!
That's Roman Reigns gets the entire poster for this one. Typical Roman Reigns. Yeah. Taking place in Tampa, Florida. Benchmark International Arena. Last pay-per-view we had was WrestleMania 42, where Roman Reigns gained the World Heavyweight title from CM Punk. The next pay-per-view we have lined up is another Saturday night main event. That's going to be in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then we are going to Clash in Italy after that. So, we got some other stuff on the horizon.
Clash in Italy is like the Clash in the Castle.
Clash in Italy. Clash in... Yeah, I do like those. I do like those, so that's going to be nice.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Only 5 matches. The only two title matches. We got the United States title. We got the World Heavyweight title. No WWE title. No Intercontinental. No Tag Team titles. No Women's titles. Yet. We can still get a
pending
Rhea versus Jade Cargill match, I think. Could still be added. But we'll see.
I would highly doubt that, just given what they've been doing since WrestleMania, which is having them involved with JC Jane and Fatal Attraction. I mean, we haven't seen Jade Cargill at all, so I doubt that they're just going to have Jade show up on Friday and just make a match 24 hours later in a rematch. That's as bad as some of their booking and storytelling has been. I don't think we've gotten that low yet.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with the first match. We got IYO SKY versus Asuka. This is a storyline that has been dating all the way back to Damage Control. and Asuka being abusive and manipulating Kairi Sane, blaming her for every loss they had as the Kabuki Warriors, guilt tripping her, making her think she's the reason why Io left them, for Rhea. So there was a really big payoff to this storyline. I mean, as we previously mentioned, that Kairi got let go. It put a screeching halt to this momentum that was going on with the storyline that we all wanted to see pay off, for a long time. Some of us believe this should have been paid off at WrestleMania. If they would have paid it off at Mania and then let go of Kairi, may have been a little bit better. A better decision to finish up that storyline. What better place to done it at Mania? But, no. I think a lot of these promos have been pretty well, even though, I know sometimes it's hard to understand Io and Asuka with their accents during promos, but I think it went pretty well. The last one they did, they were just in a room talking together, and Io, is cutting her promo and talking about how she's ready for Asuka, and then she leans in real close, and then Asuka just spits a tons of blue in her fucking face. And you got Adam Pearce. We need a medic. So I assume we'll see an attempt of the mist again, but this time I think she'll miss, and I think Kairi is going to beat her senpai.
Kairi?
Not Kairi. Io. Io is going to beat her senpai. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think it's going to probably be in the middle. I don't think it's going to open the show, but I think it's been a good quality match. Hopefully we get a clean win. And then maybe this feud is finally done, and they can go their separate ways. Hopefully.
Onward and upward.
It is awkward, a little awkward. What happened to that other girl who was with you? What other girl?
She vanished.
Yeah, so I see Asuka taking the pin here.
The tornado done swallowed her up.
No. So, Jay, who are you thinking is going to come out on top in this match?
Yeah, I pretty much feel the same, that Io's probably going to come out on top in this match. Again, their decisions have more or less ruined the storyline. The one positive thing I'm still going into this match hopeful for is that Io and Asuka are such good wrestlers that this match itself, excuse me, that this match can potentially steal the show. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that at the very least, they give these women enough time to cook to put on a really good match. If this is like a sub 10-minute match, they will have robbed us even more than they already have. They should give these women at least 15 minutes to work with so that they can put on the quality of a match that we know they're capable of. If they give them that, this match has match of the night potential. It's got show stealing potential. But other than that, I do think Io is going to come out on top, victorious.
All right, Tyler, let's hear it.
I agree. I think IYO SKY wins. How it's played out is sad and heartbreaking, and not how you want to see a conclusion come about a storyline that they've put enough time into to make it hurt when something like that happens. So see Asuka win IYO SKY win, and see where they go after that. To go their separate ways, and what comes of the two in their journeys.
Yeah, man. We'll see where this goes. We'll see if there's any poison mist involved or not. Or maybe this will be a poison mistless match. So, alright, moving right along here. Which one do I want to cover next? Trick Williams with Little Yachty versus Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. It's kind of weird because that this match is on the card. I only say this because the United States title used to be something that was just up for grabs. Not up for grabs, but like there would be title matches on SmackDown for it, and then that would suffice it enough to not have to be on a PLE, and we had room for a, Intercontinental match or a tag title match. But they said that's kind of over with when it came to Trick Williams. They're not doing the United States Open Challenge match, so. But we got another version of that anyway. So this feud has turned corny as shit. I'm just gonna say it. We had this gingerbread man thing. It's not working for me, man. Like, what are they doing with Trick Williams? He like ran out to the aid of Sami Zayn beating the crap out of a dummy gingerbread costume, and he ran out to the aid of it, and then Trick Williams, they're backstage, and they're like, "We need a medic!" And it was just the whole thing is just cheesy, man. I would love if they would just move on from this shit. I don't know. I expect way more from Trick Williams being a mid-card to main event scene. The United States title is a big deal. I don't like it being made of a joke like this. The gingerbread man. So hopefully it dies here, and that's it. No more gingerbread man nonsense. I don't know if Trick's gonna beat him straight, or we're gonna have some shenanigans with Little Yachty helping, which is my assumption. He doesn't need it. That's right. I don't think he needs it. I don't think he needs the assistance. I think he beat Sami Zayn perfectly fine. But we'll probably have some sort of assistance. Maybe he'll maybe Lil Yachty will throw like a handful of like cinnamon from the gingerbread man. Just like throw it in Sammy's face like, "Oh no, he's been blinded by cinnamon. Did you see that, Cole? A handful of cinnamon." So, I don't know. He beat him with a huge candy cane. Like, yeah. Trey, what say you, man? Do you agree with me? I think Trick Williams is going to retain. I just think it's obvious. Trick is going to retain and move on from this feud. I think Sammy's got some other shit to deal with in another feud.
The gingerbread man thing may have gotten a little bit silly, but I still don't have any issue with it. I mean, Trick Williams is the one who introduced it as, obviously calling Sami Zayn the gingerbread man, making a play on him being a ginger or being redhead. Sami Zayn feeling some type of way about it. Remember, Sami Zayn's the one who came out with the gingerbread, with the inanimate gingerbread man and started beating the crap out of it. That wasn't Trick Williams' idea. And remember, Sami Zayn attacked Trick Williams the week before. Yeah. So Trick was right to come back there and get his lick back on Sami Zayn. Now, we'll see what happens this Friday with this, funeral for the gingerbread man. Now, this is where the gimmick could really jump the shark and just become ridiculous. But so far,
yeah, man, that's what you just said, a funeral. I mean,
it could. We'll see how it plays out. Like I said, so far, I don't think it's jumped the shark yet. I think Trick Williams, even to a certain extent, realizes how silly it is because when they did the whole thing backstage where he was checking on it or he was trying to, treat it like a real thing, and the guy came back and he's gone. You could almost kind of see Trick while he was talking at that point, like almost start to laugh a little bit, almost start to break character a bit, but he held it together. So I give Trick props for that. You know, he's playing it straight as best he can. It is a little bit silly, but it's entertaining. So I'm willing to roll with it, and we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how this funeral thing goes Friday. Either way, I'm entertained by it, so I'm okay with it. As far as the match goes, yes, of course, Trick Williams is going to win.
All right, well, I'll make sure to dress all in black this Friday for the funeral of the gingerbread man.
Exactly.
Tyler, I mean, let's hear it, man.
Does this not feel like some Vince level shenanigans? Like, you know, classic old school, like a gingerbread man though.
This will be great. They love gingerbreads. Who doesn't love it? It's not even Christmas.
Yeah, like I don't know. It just feels like something from back then. It just feels something that corny. You know what I mean?
It feels Vincey.
Yeah, it's got the strong taste of on it. I mean, obviously Trick wins. I think. He's too over right now, and I don't see them squashing it for anything. Sami Zayn, I guess he's on a heel run, whatever the hell comes of that. You know, I can see a lot of mic time, which I'm not really looking forward to. Just do, you know, work. That's it. Other than that, yeah, Trick wins.
Cool. Good. Very good. Very, very good. I think we're all on the same page so far. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about this Danhausen and To Be Determined versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. So, Danhausen has a mystery tag partner. Now, people are like, oh, it's obviously John Cena because he's there as the host. No, it's not happening. I could see him doing whatever bit John Cena's going to do, and then they kind of segue into that match, but it's not going to involve John Cena. They might think it's going to be John Cena. Oh, he's going to choose John Cena, and maybe John Cena's like, oh, I might do it, and he looks like he's about to take off his shirt, or he's going to unbutton it, and all of a sudden, like, the music of the actual wrestler. No, I got this. My guess is either going to be who obviously you're going to put on the card, who's not on the card. You're either going to put Cody Rhodes, or you're going to put CM Punk. Former AEW wrestler Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. Former friends of Danhausen, Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. I don't know. Or I could be completely wrong. It could be like R-Truth or the Boogeyman. Somebody stupid. I don't know. Dre, who do you think it is? Who do you think they're bringing to be as Danhausen's tag partner? Hell, at this fucking point, it could be Doyle because he's not even here.
I have no idea. And I haven't even bothered to try to speculate on who it could possibly be. I'm just going to go in blind and let them surprise me. I think that's kind of the best way to approach this because, as we said, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think it's John Cena because, again, he's retired, as he has stated. So I'm not going with the John Cena possibility. So, but outside of that, it could be anybody, and I'm just going to go in blind, and we'll see what they do. And whoever they pick is obviously they're going to win because they're not going to stomp. They're not going to kill Danhausen's momentum, and Kid Wilson has clearly shown that he will lose to literally anyone. So we'll see who it is.
Yeah.
I think the surprise, the potential surprise to me is more interesting than anything else. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Tyler.
Yes.
What say you?
Hail Mary. Kevin Owens. No, why not?
This guy, I'm about to boot you off the goddamn show. You know what? Just for that?
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You fucking mark.
You deserve
I'm
all
not,
of that.
Not sure which one was more emphatic. I think maybe the second one.
You deserve all of that. And
or perhaps the first one.
Sky, man,
I feel like it's the second one.
You know what? I think you believe Kevin Owens is coming back so hard that when he actually does come back, you're not going to be like, hey, it's not real.
No.
It's AI.
No, I'll be sitting here like, you know what? I fucking called it.
He's going to be crying.
Just like I did Randy Orton Elimination Chamber. I'm not letting it go.
Crying.
Not letting it go. Not letting it go. So I'll throw my Hail Mary. I'll say Kevin Owens, and I'll rest with it. Whatever happens, happens. Got it.
All right. So who do you think it's going to be?
Who do I think is going to be his tag partner?
Yeah.
I say Kevin Owens.
Okay. You're really going with Kevin Owens?
Yeah, I'm really going with that. I'm really sticking with that.
Oh, my God.
I said put it in the books.
You know what?
I was being for real. Heart attack real.
You know how they have, like, you can bet now on WWE?
Yeah.
And gamble? I would not if I were you. Save your money.
Oh, my God.
Save your money. Save your money. Don't be gambling. Oh, Jesus.
You know what?
This guy. Kevin Owens. I told you. I fucking told you he'd come back. And he's like, oh, I fucking told you.
I'm going to be throwing a fucking party.
Yeah, I fucking bet you will be. All by yourself. You're gonna be realizing you're staring at the wall because you're hallucinating. Alright, we got 2 matches left. Possibly like the only 2 that are very no. I don't. The 2 that have, well, at least one of these. Nah, I don't even fucking know. I think one of these has the best build up. The other one is kind of very predictable. Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker with Paul Heyman. Singles match. This is the match we've kind of all been waiting for. This is the match that should have happened a while ago. Should have happened at Mania. Couldn't happen at Mania. But we're getting it now. I hope this isn't a one-off. I hope this is something we get another 2 matches out of. I see Bron Breakker actually getting the first win in this feud. I see this being a very similar feud that he's had with, like, I don't know, maybe like Punk and Drew McIntyre. Like, it's going to be one of his big adversaries. You know, maybe we might even take this into a Hell in a Cell at some point between these 2. I mean, come on, man. I could totally see a Hell in a Cell match with these 2. It's gonna be fire. I mean, look at the adrenaline that has been shown by Bron. You know, the momentum this week. He came in, which, by the way, I want to mention, when I was watching Raw this week, I had to check because I thought I was watching Raw from last week. You know, we were getting very similar shit. Except this time, you know, when the Vision was getting attacked by the Street Profits, Bron Breakker came out and wrecked the Street Profits before Seth Rollins came out. Impressive as shit, man. I'm excited to see this. But for sure, we're getting Bron Breakker winning this first match out of this feud. And yeah, you could definitely say there's going to be interference. I believe it. As much as you don't want it, it's going to happen. Whether it's from Paul, whether it's from Logan Paul, whether it's from Austin Theory, somebody's interfering. Whether it's Bronson Reed coming back, who knows? But I think Bron's going over. 1, 2, 3, spear his ass in half. Dre, what say you?
Yeah, I'm in agreement that Braun Breaker will likely win this match because, he's the one that needs the push, he needs the elevation more so than Seth. Seth Rollins kind of got his little bit of a revenge, I guess, when he first returned and was attacking him. So the fact that this is continuing since then obviously means that it's now time for Seth to take the L in order to elevate and reestablish Braun Breaker as a top contender. The match itself, I think the match will be okay. I don't think it'll be a bad match by any means, but because Seth is, if nothing else, Seth has shown he can pull a good match out of any damn body. So do I think it could be match of the night, or does it have that show stealing potential to it? I don't quite think all that, but it will be a good match with, like I said, Braun Breaker coming out on top.
Cool. All right, what say you, Tyler?
I'd like to say Seth. I'd like to say I think the Architect pulls out a win because he's been getting shorthanded a lot. But I know it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Braun will probably win. In my heart, I want Seth to win, but in reality, I know Braun will probably win. Yeah.
No, that's pretty simple decision.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth can take the loss, and it sucks because Seth is taking back-to-back losses here.
Yeah.
But it's weird, even though he can still take it, and you know what I mean? He's that kind of level of a superstar where he can put somebody over. Like he put Gunther over, and he can put Braun over, but give him the next win in the feud, and then maybe give Braun the win over the feud entirely, beat win the war, just lose the battle type deal. So, it should be exciting. Moving on, main event, which I'm assuming is the main event. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns fresh off his win, a Punk at WrestleMania. There's so many positives, points that you could, put on both ends here. But I think at the end of the day, I think Roman's going to walk away. I think it's just way too soon for them to just take the strap off Roman. I think Roman's going to hold it all summer. I can see him losing at SummerSlam. I don't know who to yet, but it's not going to be Jacob. I've been just not feeling this feud. It's Jacob Fatu's just every week it's just the same thing. I want more money. I want this. I want that. I want what you have. I want bigger cars. I want bigger house. I take my kid to better schools. It's the same shit every week. Some wrestlers, to me, when they spit the same promo every week, it kind of loses its, delivery, its power. AJ Lee was one of those people, I'm your favorite wrestler, or some shit like that. She would just repeat herself during the feud, and just every week, that's the kind of bullshit that would be thrown up at us, and I don't know, I just can't hop on board with that. And Roman got his ass handed to him last week, and then this week, what he decided to do is just sit with the man face to face, no punches thrown right away, just so chill and calm after this man just beat your ass last week. You know what I mean?
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's going to be a pretty good match, but I don't think promo-wise I have not been feeling the chemistry, which is kind of weird because you think you would, but it's just hard for me to believe whoever they put in front of Roman the next few PLEs that's going to be the guy to beat him. Like, ooh, he's definitely the man. I could see... Well, we'll talk about it after this match. We could see potentially... fuck it. I see at some point Oba, maybe, this summer, challenging for the world title. Maybe not winning, but he's somebody who's believable who could beat Roman. I would be like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is the fucking guy. Right? He beat Brock, but I think we'll get into Oba. We'll talk about Oba a little bit after this match. Dre, who do you think's gonna walk out with the World Heavyweight title? I think it's gonna be Roman.
Roman, but yeah. But for the record, I brought up Oba versus Roman months ago. Well, after WrestleMania, I brought that up. I still think Roman's going to win this match, and he's going to keep the title. And I'm still sticking with the same prediction that I made again a while back, that Roman holds the title till SummerSlam, and where he faces Oba Femi at SummerSlam. And I think he loses. Excuse me. I think he loses it then. This isn't going to be, a 1,300 day or 1,000 day run with the title like he had before, unless TKO gets involved and does some stupid shit and forces their hand. Like, no, keep the title on Roman because he brings us dollars, so we want Roman to stay champion. That's the only way I could see Roman having a lengthy run with the world title this time around. I think he's here for a brief while, again, to carry us through the what would be the typical post WrestleMania downtime where, shit gets real, kind of sucks and gets weak until maybe around Money in the Bank. We get a little bit of a pickup then, but things don't really get interesting or ramp up till the run up to SummerSlam, usually how it's been. I think Roman's here to kind of stave off that downtime that we typically see, that normal post WrestleMania drought, which I think he's done okay with so far. The build up between him and Jacob Fatu, has it been perfect? No, I don't think it's been bad either. I understand Jacob's motivations for coming out and saying like, yo, I'm taking my shot now. I see you guys at the top. Y'all doing this, y'all doing that, y'all running these things. I'm more of the redheaded stepchild. I'm the convicted felon, the guy who did the jail time, who's out here. And yeah, I'm starting to make a name for myself in WWE, but I want more. If anything, I would knock him for, they could have maybe fleshed out his motivations a little bit more, made it a little bit more, let him articulate it a little bit better. But I think he's done a fairly decent job of doing that. And Roman has basically played the top guy role of, where he's basically like, I get what you're talking about, but you're not ready for this. Like that first exchange that they had right on the Raw after WrestleMania, I thought was great. I thought Roman played that perfectly. Like, hey, you aiming for the top, it's different up here. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to carry this weight? Where I think they went, where they kind of went wrong with it is I think they made it a little too antagonistic. It's like they felt like they had to make somebody a good guy and somebody a bad guy. So they had Jacob get hyper aggressive against Roman. Like, oh, he's bringing back the Tongan death grip. This move that's been passed down. I was like, y'all don't have to create a mythology around the Tongan death grip. Like, It ain't that serious. We don't need to do all that. Like that's doing too much. But like I said, I also don't think Jacob had to be as aggressive. He could be the hungry guy who's taking a shot without being as extra as he's been right now. They could have just played it as, the guy taking a shot. And I think it would have worked just fine. Just off the strength of it's Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. And that's a match that people want to see. I think that sells itself. That's my only knock against the buildup that they've done so far. It's like they did too much because they felt like they had a short window. We have to hype this match up. We only got 3 weeks, so we got to do this. Like, you didn't have to work. You didn't have to try this hard, basically. But either way, Roman's going to come out on top, I predict. He'll win the match. If anything, we may get some sort of post-match beatdown or something from Jacob Fatu to kind of write Roman off television for the next month. Because obviously, apparently in June, that's when they're going on the European tour. So it looks like Raw is going to be from a bunch of places in Europe all June, which would explain why Roman's not going to be there, because he probably doesn't want to fucking go across Europe for a month and be away from his family like that. So he's probably just said, yeah, I'm off. So they may have to find some way to write him off TV. So, well, no, we still got the month of May. So it might not happen yet. We'll still have something going on this month, but at some point this month, I could see him getting written off TV, maybe through some sort of beatdown. So whether that's via whoever his next opponent is, or whether this Roman Jacob thing carries on past this show, we'll see.
All right. Yeah. Tyler, let's hear from you, buddy.
It would be interesting to see that play out. Like, I mean, that in and of itself could be a reason that Jacob Fatu wins. Gets the championship. He destroys Roman enough in the match that Roman's got to take a step back. I do agree that maybe he's not going to have Roman's not going to have a long title run, so maybe that's why he does like kind of what they did with Cody Rhodes, where they gave him the title and then they took it off of him, and then he got it back like 3, 4 months, 5 months later, something like that. And then he has a little bit of a run. Maybe they do that with it. Jeez, I don't know though. All reasons and resources would indicate Roman Reigns, but screw it, I'll stick with that. Yeah, Roman Reigns. That's about it. That's all I have.
All right, I want to talk about, now that we've wrapped up the PLE predictions, about Opa Femi. So we're starting to run into the problem that I mentioned before. And I was talking to Tyler about this, about why I think he should have lost at Mania. Because the man is at the top of the mountain, and now he's like at the bottom, starting at the bottom again. Like, the man beat Brock Lesnar, and now he just had a match with one of the Alpha Academy members. Yeah, I understand we have an open challenge, right? Who the hell in the right mind is going to do an open challenge when there's no title involved? Like
Otis,
I know. Well, originally Tozawa, which I did not understand, but don't get me wrong, I understand why it was done, because it was to show his impressive decision. Well, but it was to show his impressive strength against, Otis. I get it, and it worked because it was badass. The flying clothesline, the way he was smart enough to get him up for his finisher. Like, yeah, I enjoyed the match. But the thing is like, how many people is Oba gonna chew through the roster before he gets a real fight? Before he gets a title shot? I was saying to Tyler, what would be unique is if he was the United States champion. Now, if you incorporated the open challenge with the United States title, now you're talking about something. Now you're talking about a title that's being defended every week, and look at the fucking guy who holds it. So now you're getting the best of both worlds. But instead, we have a guy who's doing an open challenge for nothing, and then we have a guy who has the United States title and isn't doing open challenges. But, so, loud car just driving by my house. Rude as shit.
Spices up the evening.
Yeah, I just feel like, how are you going to keep me entertained with Opa for the next few weeks? Because this whole squash and jobbers isn't going to fucking do it for me. Like, It's just not, man. Like, yeah, put the guy at the fucking top of the mountain, and the only way for him to go is down, because I just don't know, man. And he's on Raw, so like he's not even near the United States title. He's gonna be around the IC title, which that's very well occupied by that's things. I feel like the IC title's in a good storyline right now. So anyway, Dre, what's your input here on Obafemi and the direction they're taking him after Brock Lesnar?
I'm not a fan of the Oba challenge because, again, as you said, who in the fuck in their right mind is going to challenge this man after they just watched him beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar? Like, who sat there and watched that and back in the locker room and said, I think I got a chance? I see where Brock messed up. I see where Brock went wrong. I'm gonna go out there. I can take him. I think I could do it. Like, fuck no, that makes no damn sense whatsoever. Like, in that regard, it's stupid. But he's over. He's hot. We got to keep him on TV. I get it. There is a way that they can potentially make this work, and that would maybe be if they elaborate on this Opa challenge through backstage segments, to where sometimes it's an open challenge, sometimes maybe it's just a direct challenge. Like, say for example, next week on Raw, we see Alpha Academy backstage, and they're just talking or whatever about what happened last week, and Oba comes up, and maybe he goes up to him, he speaks to Otis, says, I respect you for stepping up to me and not being afraid for challenging me. You did your best, but just wanted to shake your hand or whatever. And he says that, and then say somebody else comes in and starts talking shit to Otis, about losing. I don't know, whoever. They start, just ripping on Otis and just talking hella shit to him for getting his ass whooped. Like, you a dumbass. Why the fuck would you do this? Yada, yada. And then Oba then steps in and says, you think you can do any better? Why don't you bring your ass out to the ring then? I'll see you out there. Let me go talk to Nick Aldis right quick. Let me go talk to Adam Pearce right quick. See if you can do any better. So, if they make it something like that, then maybe it can be somewhat interesting or somewhat compelling. But overall, I don't see how this builds up Obafemi to being a potential world champion caliber in any timely fashion, because this can get really old, real stale, real fast. He's got the momentum off of Lesnar. He's still riding that for now, but he's going to need to take that next step, and people are going to want to see him take that next step fairly quickly. Whether that next step is Intercontinental Champion,
yep,
or that next step is King of the Ring or Money in the Bank or something like that. Personally, I don't think it should be Money in the Bank for him. I would much rather see as I've said before, I would rather see Obafemi become King of the Ring. If it were me, that would be his next step. We'd have the King of the Ring tournament, either probably in June. Oba would enter it. Oba would win King of the Ring, which would guarantee him a match at SummerSlam, a world title match at SummerSlam. And then that would obviously begin the road to, or the countdown to, Oba versus Roman.
Yeah. I totally agree, Dre, with what you're saying. It's going to get old very quick. Very, very fast. He's going to run out of opponents. Whether they're just doing this to prolong him until a different storyline that they have set in the future. But, fine. Then start bringing in odd fucking wrestlers then. Bring, what's his name? Who's the other guy Brock Lesnar faced? Omos? Bring his big ass back. Have him get fucking body slammed, power slammed, or whatever. Tyler, do you have anything on Oba you want to chime in on?
I will give grace period. Hopefully they don't fumble him like they have great talent in the past. Other than that, maybe the Rise was attacked quick, but hopefully it goes somewhere fast so it's not wasted. Interested to see what happens next.
Yeah. That's all I got, guys, for this episode. If you want to reach any of us, you can find Podcast Championship Wrestling on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. If you want to get a hold of us and get the Discord link, just message us on one of those platforms. We'll send you a Discord link. You can talk to us about wrestling all day. You want to come in for an interview, we'll chat one-on-one, talk about wrestling. Speaking of, me and Tyler have been discussing, because we did a few episodes of covering SmackDown and recapping Raw while we do it. We got a bunch of downloads off of it, and when we did it, it seemed like people liked it. We will bring that back, but honestly, there has been said that I think it's in June or July, but they're going to be turning SmackDown to 2 hours again. So when SmackDown does go back to the 2-hour format, we will bring you those episodes, and it'll basically be me and Tyler just recapping SmackDown and, as it's live, and just also peppering in Monday Night Raw. So, we watch them anyway, so why not chat about them? And if Doyle and Dre are up to chat about it, then, they'll be on too. But, I figured we'll try this out when they go to 2 hours. So, in a few weeks.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. I'm starting to take notes during Raw now, because that's what I'll be doing. I'll be taking notes during Raw, so when we do play SmackDown, we can fill in during all their ads. We can fill in at least content from Raw. We'll just, ping pong back and forth.
Yep.
Meanwhile, on Raw. So that way, if you missed Raw and SmackDown and you want to catch up before the predictions episode with Dre and Doyle, at least you'll be all caught up, and you don't have to suffer through 5 hours.
How will I make it?
Yeah.
How will I make it?
We'll do the suffering for you. So that's an idea we've been jostling around as a new format going forward. That's all I got. Dre, you want to plug anything on our way out here?
Just as always, Instagram.com/Podcast Championship Wrestling.
Yeah. Tyler, you want to plug anything before you pass out?
Thank you to all of our new downloads. We make it possible for you, so enjoy it.
Yeah.
Kindness, be kind to one another. And other than that, everybody have a great night.
Yeah. We're trying to, we started putting together a little bit more of the PCW studio. We now have these little bit of sound dampening mats between me and Tyler, trying to...
Feels like a more official
hopefully
cubicle.
Trying to stop the bouncing back and forth of our voices smacking off each other. Maybe this massive sound dampening mat between us will help. So
they're such strong voices.
during this entire podcast episode, I have not seen Tyler's face. So I don't even know if he's truly the bad guy. He could be just sitting on the floor for all I know.
Yep.
Playing on his phone.
No, that would be very uncomfortable. Sitting in my chair.
No, or you be what Dre's doing, probably just eating Mexican food. So.
Nope, the food has been on my mind.
Go.
Awesome. All right, man. Happy Cinco de Mayo. So. All right. I'll see you guys later. Let's get the hell out of here.
Later.
Yeah, later.
Later, y'all.
You are the world's dumbest son of a bitch.
The fact that day in and day out, for almost 6 years, I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary. Nobody can touch me.
You are not ready for Asuka!
Because the Street Profits are up and we want the smoke. You're next. Talk about your songs, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just whipped your ass. Well, let me tell you something, brother. New day.
Cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah, Macho Madness here.
Welcome to the Kevin Owens Show.
Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy.
Because I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome. Those rotten bastards.
Bye-bye, bitch.